one of the things that's becoming more and more popular out there is automation tools. And so there's automation tools that we kind of know about already, and that most people know about already, which are things like a CRM, right? It helps automatically put together drip campaigns or sequential messaging campaigns and managing prospects, and it does these things automatically. There's also mail systems, right? Mail systems that do automatic mails and messaging. What we want to do, though, is start to look at some of the other tools that maybe are not quite as well known, but still can both have very positive uses, but also have some challenges to be aware of. So when you use some of the automation tools, and I'm not going to promote any one in particular here, but let's look at LinkedIn automation as an example, where you can do automated invites, automated follow-up messages, visiting of profiles, those kinds of things automatically, which all have some advantages from a marketing standpoint. But there's also some things that are problematic with it that you don't really necessarily recognize until you get really entrenched with it. So one of those things is that when you use a tool, it is against terms of service and of the site. So of usually the destination site like LinkedIn, for example. So there is a level of risk there. Now most of them seem to have some pretty good systems in place, which makes it harder for LinkedIn to detect. But at the same time, they do exist, and it is a contravention of their terms of service. Not illegal, but a contravention of the terms of service. So that's one factor. It may affect your profile if they shut it down. Now, the other thing is that is a challenge, is that they still take quite a bit of time. Setting up the campaigns, understanding them, making sure that they're working ongoing basis. There's, as errors come up or problems come up, there is still an investment of time and work that has to happen every single day. This isn't something where you click it, you put in some messaging, you hit the start button, and it just runs. It does an element of that, but you still have to be in there on a daily basis. So if you're having trouble in sales on a daily basis doing things consistently, these types of tools probably won't work that well for you because you still have to invest a lot of time into them. Maybe less time to send 100 messages, but still you have to be in there every day for 15 minutes or 20 minutes or sometimes an hour just to make sure that everything is working properly. And then you have to deal with the results. So if you're using, let's say, a tool that automates LinkedIn messages, you're going to be getting responses. And so you need to make sure that you're on top of those every day as well, which is a positive. That's what you want to do as a salesperson. But the other thing that you also have to factor in is that these tools, because they're automated, there's only elements that can actually personalize the messaging that's going out when you're using these tools. So you can personalize things like first name, last name, company name, say hi John, hi Jane, as a greeting, and it'll do that automatically. It'll figure out John and Jane and just insert those things automatically. So you can customize it to the point where it is somewhat personal. But one of the things, if you are on the platform a lot, is you'll notice that a lot of those things doesn't help it be any less generic. So when you look at messages that you get, and I personally get a lot of messages on LinkedIn as an example, and I can tell when somebody's using automated tools versus not using automated tools because of the depth of the email, how much content is in it, how generic it is. Even sometimes, like we're a sales outsourcing company, and I get sales outsourcing prospecting calls. Clearly, they did not look at what it is that we do for a living when they're selling a similar service that we sell. So keep in mind that when you're using these tools, they can be powerful and they can be useful, but they are not great as far as not looking automated, looking personal, and they also still require consistent amount of work. So you need to be disciplined and consistent in how you approach your day when you're using these tools.